Welcome, everybody, to a brand new, super exciting, amazing RPG fan podcast. I am not your host, Stephen Meyerink, Taylor's on the boards. You might recognize me from such shows as Rhythm Encounter and Random Encounter. I am basically here, like JD was in Season 9 of Scrubs, to introduce the new cast and just to get things rolling along. And joining me today, we have... You guys are all relatively newer editors, right? Yeah, pretty much. Well,
yeah.
New by my standards, I guess, but you're not new anymore. You're just new. So I'm going to introduce you all in the order that you appear on my screen. So we have Josh Curry.
Hi, everyone. News editor. I started back in November, so I guess I am relatively new.
Yeah, it's new enough. We have Jesse Wu.
Hi, I'm also a news editor.
You guys this might be a trend. We also have, well, he's not new to podcasting, but we have Peter Triezenberg. Wait, did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Hi, Peter Triezenberg, news editor here at RPGFan. I, too, am part of the news team's effort to take over the website.
Yes, and they're doing a great job of it. If not for my staff, who I will now be introducing, who are no longer podcast virgins. Sorry, guys. We have Davi Tesnovich.
Hey, I'm music man, Davi Tesnovich. I have nice hair and talk about music.
You do have nice
beautiful hair.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You also have some, you have bitchin' shades on in your picture too, so I'm just rolling with that. And last but definitely not least, we have Marcos Gaspar.
Hey.
And you are also an RPGFan music editor. And I don't play favorites because I run the music section, but I'm going to privilege everything Davey and Marcos say. That's not true. It's totally not true. But anyways, so this new show is you all's idea. I'm just here to sort of help get it started. But this is Retro Encounter, and this is going to be sort of our version of a let's play / play along type of show where every month we're going to pick a different game, usually an awesome game. Occasionally it might be Star Ocean and I'll be out, but sorry, I've been just railing on Star Ocean. God, I'm a terrible person.
Yo, what is with you in the Star Ocean?
I can't get off the Star Ocean train. I don't know what it is. I'll actually be here because I want to give it another chance if we do a Star Ocean game. But so yeah, basically what we're going to do is that every month we are going to do 3 shows. The first show is going to come at the beginning of the month generally, and we're going to introduce the game we're playing. So in this case, our first one's going to be Trails in the Sky, which we'll talk more about later. And so that's going to be sort of a setting the groundwork for the future shows where it's before we start playing, it's, hey, audience, this is what we're playing. Play along with us. I'm Steven. I've never played this game. This is Josh. He has played it, and so on and so forth. So you can sort of get a feel for where we all are with that game. And that's going to be a slightly shorter episode. And then roughly in the middle of the month and at the end of the month, we're going to do a midpoint episode where we have sort of our impressions as we are, well into the game. What are we thinking? What do we not like? What do we like? Where do we think it could go? We could even do plot speculation if it's not a game where we all already know what happens, because sometimes, everybody knows Vader is Luke's father. So spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Not everyone knows that, actually. I watched a series of YouTube videos of little kids watching Vader get revealed as Luke's father, and it was amazing. It was like these little kids were just jaw-dropped. They're like, no!
Don't you wish you could go back to that?
I wish I could. It's I grew up with 6 uncles, so I never didn't know Vader was Luke's father. I just, I was born, and then by the time I could form a coherent thought, I was like, Vader, Daddy!
Well, you know what they say about uncles and spoilers.
They spoil things a lot?
Yeah, where are you going with this?
I don't know where he was going with that.
I don't understand the reference.
I feel like this is going to go a really creepy route of repressed memories.
Yeah, I don't actually. I'd like to not open that door. So the third episode we're going to do every month is going to be sort of, we've all finished the game. This is our final thoughts on it. We're going to set up some message board topics in our play log forum. So, if you want to play along with us, you can totally do that. That'll be a lot of fun. And, if you write, here's a question, or we want to know what you think of this, you could write that to us. And, if you get it to us by the third episode, we can pull up some audience questions even and be like, oh, some guy named Saab Reinman says that Shadow Hearts sucks with 4 X's, and he wants to know why you all are such losers who like it. We can answer that question. But
we could.
We could, and I take the bait usually, so I probably will. But that's sort of how we're going to have this thing structured. And again, I'm here to sort of get this thing facilitated, but in every episode we're going to have somebody else leading the show, which is going to be tough for me.
Every season of game.
Yes, every season of game, and we'll work out those details by the time you can actually listen. But maybe we'll do it like Mario, and we'll be like Retro Encounter 1-3, or something like that. Who knows? But we'll have it set up, and you will be able to follow along. You'll know what we're going to play, because I don't know if we've decided yet, but we'll get to this, but are we going to announce the next game in the 3rd episode, or are we going to just start up with it next, the week later when the month turns over? But you'll see. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll always announce it before we
Okay.
go to the next one. So,
Yeah, so
everybody will always have an idea.
Yeah, perfect. And then, so we'll have a rotating cast. You may not see all of our faces every time. You'll never see our faces. And if you do, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's crazy if you see our faces.
If you see our faces, then something has gone horribly wrong with technology. But no, so, you'll see, Mike Salvato will probably be here when we play Secret of Mana, if we play Secret of Mana, which he's been trying to get me to do co-op for the longest time. And I've actually never played that, so, who knows. Rob Steinman will not be here when we play Shadow Hearts, because then he'd break his long streak of being the biggest pain in the ass in the world. But, that's the sort of thing you can come to expect, is that you're going to have a lot of the RPG fan editors showing up here and playing through games and talking about them. And we would love it if you, the audience, follows along with that.
Yeah, as much as we want to hear ourselves talk about these games, we want to hear you talk about them. So tell us what your words are, and we will say them for you.
And we didn't discuss this before the show, but I actually think you should also tell us what games you want to see, because a part of this process could be fun. Like, somebody could be like, hey, play this game, and we're all like, how did we not think of that? Or, good?
We're trying to at some point. The first couple, because just so we can get this rolling, we've already decided on. But moving forward, we've talked about possibly having you guys either vote and us picking from a small selection of the top votes from you guys, or us picking a small group and you guys actually voting on the one that wins.
Yeah, we could even set up, if you guys want, we could set up a survey that we run on the front page of the site. We do that sometimes, for contests or, that sort of thing. So, that would all be very easily done. And we're sort of still working through this, but it's going to take shape over the course of the next month, which is, I would call it Age of Ultron month, but it's my birth month, so it's also National Star Wars Day month. May will obviously be the first month. And as I said, we're going to be playing Trails in the Sky, the localized Xseed version, of course. And we don't want to talk too much about it yet, because we're going to set most of the stage in the first real episode. We're calling this episode 0, just so that way you can, be subscribed to it. You'll be able to follow along with it, and you'll know it's coming in the next couple of weeks. But we all know, if you listen to any other shows, Trails in the Sky is a game that I know Derek Heemsbergen loves. A lot of the staff loves it. It's known for having sort of a ton of really good writing and really memorable characters. And I'm interested to play it because I've only really played the first 10 or 15 hours. And a lot of that is sort of talk, anime trope, talk, anime trope. And I hear it evolves a lot from that and really does a lot with those tropes. And that's sort of what I love about most of the Tales series, not some of the more recent games, is that they sort of take those tropes, but they really play them well, and they make likable, enjoyable characters. So that's what I'm looking forward to getting to. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, I think I definitely had a similar experience, because you can't tell that these tropes are about to turn into real people. It happens at some point.
And I think
it
that actually
looks like pure cuteness to me, which I'm not sure is either going to be endearing or absolutely infuriating.
That's why it's going to be interesting to have multiple episodes on each game, a middle and an end. Because you could have the middle where I'm like, oh my god, this game is crap. And then I get to the end, I'm like, I love it so much.
Yeah, and, that's another thing. We need to beat games to judge them, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, we definitely, especially as an RPG website, a lot of things can take a turn. My favorite punching bag, Mass Effect 3, one of the most amazing games I've ever played, and then in the last 5 minutes it murdered the series for me. It just killed all my enthusiasm for it. So, and some games play out really well. I just reviewed Pillars of Eternity, and that game has a fantastic ending and is just amazing from start to finish. So, that one, the score didn't change there, but if it was Mass Effect, I'd be like, oh god, I gotta take a few points off story, or your opinion can change based on how a story-based game plays out. Obviously, if we do a playthrough of Diablo, that's probably not going to happen. But
Diablo 2.
Oh man, Diablo 2 has some of the best storytelling for its time, and it's so subtle.
I just read Stay a While and Listen.
It's a great book.
So I'm on this huge just Blizzard kick right now. So
okay, I need to pick that up.
Yeah, I think Rob actually read it too, and he was I think less high on the book, but we all know Rob. Rob finds things that we would never think of to critique.
Rob hates everything.
But that's why we love Rob.
Because he hates life?
Actually, I'm morally obliged to point out that Rob actually likes quite a few things. But we've given him this persona that I probably don't do much work to destroy, in that he hates everything. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
So, we'll wrap this up. This is just meant to be a quick introduction. But basically, we're going to start posting on the boards about this. The first game, we'll probably start the play log thread. I mean, I could start it right after this and introduce what's going to be happening. We'll have...
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll have the link to everything. We'll have it all set up. I'm going to do my best to get this on YouTube as well, along with Rhythm Encounter, which is now on YouTube. Starting from the beginning is a little bit easier because with the music show, it's I have to go back and do 20 episodes and render a video and save it, and it takes hours and millions of gigabytes to upload. Whereas starting from the beginning with this will be a little more manageable. But yeah, so keep on the lookout. Good.
Let's talk about platforms. How can people get this game?
Trails in the Sky.
How much it was on Steam?
Yes, so I believe it's $20 on both the PlayStation Network and on Steam.
Yep.
I know it's 20 on Steam because I just looked.
I know it's 20 on PlayStation because I just bought it on my Vita.
There you go.
Yeah. And I think physical PSP copies are pretty
Amazon.
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll find them. If you find them, they'll be relatively inexpensive. And as far as I know, both of these versions are almost the same. I know the PC version obviously has higher resolution textures, and it's still just first chapter.
The Vita makes the game portable.
Yeah, the Vita makes the game portable. Although if you play it on a laptop, I guess it's still technically sort of portable.
Good comeback. Well played.
But I think for the most part, the only I know it's got selectable difficulty level and New Game Plus on Steam. I think that's also on the handheld version. There's also an offset feature that if you die in battles, it can make the game easier, so you can keep going. It has combat voice acting. I think these are features that are in the PSP version as well, though. But it has achievements, Steam Cloud support, the trading cards and stuff. So yeah, it's for all intents and purposes, we're playing basically the same game. It just might vary in how sharp it looks. I'll probably play it on PC because whatever. I love Steam, and I like shiny things.
It's good to support these JRPGs coming out on Steam too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also good to support Xseed because they do good work for us JRPG loving kids.
They take good care of people, and they are also all very enthusiastic people. And as a burgeoning translator myself, I think you should always pay good attention to good localizations. Well, everybody likes that. That's not unique to me, but I think that's pretty much all we got. Is there anything you guys wanted to point out?
No,
that sounds
just
great.
Everyone pick up this game. We're going to be playing it in May.
Yes,
We'd love to hear feedback from everybody.
absolutely. Just like with our other shows, we want to hear your feedback, ways you think we can tighten up the show. Again, before we actually have a show, it's probably going to be tough to do that, but just listen with a mind for improvement. We want to make something that you like and can be a part of and enjoy, and we want to have a good time doing it as well.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing is we want everybody to have fun with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Feed our backs.
What?
Feedback.
What?
On that wonderful note, for Josh, Jesse, Peter, Davey, Marcos, and myself, this is
You've
Retro
officially
Encounter.
killed it.
Oh God, you guys have killed it. You talked over my amazing outro. Now I can't redo it though. The moment is lost. Audience, please keep listening. You will love it, and it will be fun. Stay tuned for Retro Encounter.